Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. So today's video is not necessarily a technique. I got a new um basically tool and I want to give it a review basically. So this is from We Are Memory Keepers, and I know people have different versions of this. The tool that makes like circles, and then you can do like framed circles. Anyway, like all these different sizes. So when I saw Michelle had this in the shop, I was like, I must have. So I'm reading here, just they have like some like quick tips and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to see, really, is it explaining how do you use it, you know? I will tell you this. They do not explain how you're supposed to put the blades in. It took me a minute and it was kind of frustrating. But basically, you like put your paper in and you press the lid down, and then you put your blades in where you want to size your circle. And then you just spin that white piece stays there, and then you're going to grab that and spin it around. And that's going to cut the circles. Okay. So at first, I'm like, okay, there's got to be a way to get this in. And finally, I was like, okay, so if I get it in the hole and then twist, the piece kind of locks in place. But your blade has to be in the right spot or it's not going to catch. Okay. So it does take some getting used to and kind of like wiggling to try and get it in there. But I think if you use it enough times, you'll probably get used to it. But for me, I was like, this thing is crazy. So you press it down and then you just spin the wheel. And I was just trying to make sure everything was down. And I lifted up, looked to make sure it was cutting, and it looked like um, that it wasn't cutting all the way through. Okay. And at first I was like, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's the how I put the blade in, you know. I did rip that, but you still get the two pieces. So I was like, okay, let's cut some more stuff. So I grabbed some vellum, kept it the same size, and spinning it around. And this vellum it's not super thick, it's not super thin, but it's still it didn't cut it all the way through. So it's one of those things where I think I just need to keep playing with it because I'm not sure why it's not cutting like completely clean. And my only thought would be because of the size or the weight of the paper itself, the thickness, you know. So like here's the circles I'm just showing you on this piece of paper, and then you can just grab like a photo and I think I grabbed one here and put it in the center, so you can create like a layout just using different sizes of these circles. You know what I mean? And this is going to be so fun. I've been wanting one of these for so long. Okay, so let's try another paper. So I'm doing a smaller size. And I lifted it up so I could kind of see where the blade is getting in. And then I could lock them into place. And that went a lot easier. Now, this paper, I ain't gonna lie, this one was way too thick. So here's the deal. Foundations paper, I think you need to use a die cutting machine. Do not use them on stuff like this. It's way too thick. It did cut through it, but it was a struggle. Okay. So I would say leave the foundations paper being cut with your dies because the machines give really heavy pressure, and so it's easier to cut through. Okay, so I'm trying to cut through on with my scissors so I can have my two pieces, but like I said, right there I'm pointing out to you, it's too thick. So you can do all these different sizes. You can just move. Like I'm just trying to show you what like you could play with the different circles. If you had a right size, you could even cut a circle. You know, you would just use the one, but you could cut a circle out of a photo. You know what I mean? So you can use this on many different things. Now, this is a lighter weight white paper from Elizabeth Crafts, and I changed it to like 2.5 to 3.5 size. So we get the frame and the inside circle. And with this one, I was able to cut, I want to say 3 times out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet, because the cover, when it presses down, it creates holes in the paper. So you can't cut just anywhere on the page. You know what I mean? You gotta, kind of deal with the fact that there's these random holes from the screen being pressed down. And then there's my second one. And then we're going to do it one more time. It's going to fit right in the center in between the two that we just did. And we'll have one more set. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this in a technique to project, final project video. And we're going to see how it works with some just regular cardstock paper. I'm not going to use 49 and Market, I think, with this, because 49 and Market is a thick paper as well. So I'm thinking Simple Stories, Cocoa Vanilla, companies like that. I think even Cartabella or Echo Park might be a little bit too thick because they're a thicker paper as well. But Doodlebug would be good for this, and so would Bella Boulevard. So I think it's just because you want something lightweight that you can, cut out easily and not have to do a lot of having to do a lot of passes with the machine. You know what I mean? But look at all these different sizes, right? So I had the small ones, moving stuff around. Like, you can see the vision, right? The idea of open circles and solid circles and all different shapes and sizes, not shapes, but all different sizes. I grab a 12 by 12 paper because I just want you to see, like, on a 12 by 12 layout, this would be really cool. And you could just add your photo and then add your embellishments around, and that would make for a nice layout. And that's just playing around, you know what I mean? So I like it. I'm going to keep playing with it. I just want to see if there's a way that I can make sure it cuts all the way through. So keep an eye out. I will have that video where I use it on an actual project. Okay. Thanks again, you guys, for joining me. And I hope you guys have a great day.